Today's game is a matchup between the Battle of Five Armies led by Dane Ironfoot going up against the forces of Cirith Ungol. These two armies are clashing at the ruins of Ravenhill in a fun, competitive style match. Who's going to win? Well, watch to find out. Hello and welcome back to Conquest Creations. My name is Jacob Lucas, a Conquest creator, and in today's game we have the Battle of Five Armies going up against my Cirith Ungol.
Hi, Liam here again, back on the Conquest Creations channel. Today I'm bringing the Battle of Five Armies. So I've gone for two big boys. I've gone for Bayorn the bear, which is my new favourite toy at the moment, and I've gone for Dane Ironfoot on Cornelius, which is his pig. So the rest of the guys are just a bunch of shield and spear Iron Hills guys. I've got a banner in there, no crossbows or range today, just tried to pad out the numbers. I really just want to see Bayorn and Dane hit stuff.
My 600-point army for today is led by a Shagrat, Gorbag, an Orc Taskmaster, and the all-important Shelob. With them, I have a horde of Orcs and Mortal Urukai, taking my final model count to 41 at 600 points. That's very healthy. The army bonus that I'm most excited to use is Animosity. That means if I have an Orc and an Urukai fighting in the same combat together, they get +1 to wound. I'm going to pair that with my two-handed weapons to make some massive damage.
So my strategy is, because I've got quite an elite force and Jacob's got a lot of numbers, just hopefully screen him out with my high defense dwarves, try to keep up a shield wall best I can, and just skirt around the outsides with Bayorn and Dane and try and pick off as many guys a turn as I can.
Looking at Liam's army is a bit scary. Bayorn is an absolute monster and I don't really have anything that can slow him down, so I'm just going to throw bodies at him and hope that I can bring down that bear. Today's scenario is domination, which means that Liam and I alternated placing objectives. At the end of the game, whichever army controls these objectives gets 3 points each for a total of 15. There's also points for killing the enemy leader, as well as breaking the enemy army. All right, let's get straight into it. Liam won the roll-off for deployment, so it starts with him.
I'm just going to put Dane down in here, and he's got a warband full of spear and shield guys.
That went to my warband next, and I'm going first with Shelob, and she's going right on top of this tower. She's a spider, she can climb stuff, so this makes a lot of sense to me.
I'm putting Bayorn here on the bridge to oppose Shelob. So the idea is that hopefully, in turn 1 priority, I can transform and then try and take Shelob off the table before she runs around and captures too many objectives.
With Liam's whole army down, I've got a lot of information on where to go with my guys. So I started with the Taskmaster, and his archers are in the back to start going and running for the objective. Then Shagrat and the Mortal Urukai, which is the big hitting power of my force, just went in the center, and then Gorbag with the Orcs went around there, and we're ready to start this game. And here we are at the start of the game into turn 1, and we have a massive priority roll. Bayorn and Shelob are lined up against each other. If I win this and Shelob can charge you while you're still a man, I think I can kill him, otherwise we're in trouble. Oh, okay. So that goes to you. I don't have any might on Shelob, so there's nothing I can do with her. Goes just straight into it. So I can't call a heroic move as Shelob, and no one else is going to call it. So Liam, what is Bayorn doing? He's going to start your move?
Yeah, so at the start of my move, Bayorn is going to transform into bear form.
Yep, that is not good for Shelob.
And he's going to do a courage test. Oh no, he's fearless.
Fearless, all right.
So he is going to run into Shelob.
All right, this is going to be fun.
The Battle of the Bridge. So at the start of my move, I just grabbed these two guys from the back of the line and pulled them back to my objective. So if you do break through there, hopefully there's their last line of defense. I then proceeded to charge over here into the ruins here to try and secure that objective. Tried the knockdown with the goat on that two-handed weapon. Didn't get it off, so hopefully I don't lose that goat. And then I just redressed the lines in here to try and stop you coming through.
So that goes into my move, and everything here is just charging forwards. Liam spaced out his line a little bit, so I'm going to try to get some animosity to put damage out early. Dane's not fighting this turn, which is good because he's really scary. On this flank, I think I'm in a lot of trouble. Those Iron Hills are going to rip through my Orcs. I just need to do more damage on the other side. And finally, my 3 Orc archers are running for the objective up inside this tower. If I can get that, that's some solid points in the bank. All right. That goes to a very important first combat phase. At the start of the combat phase, Gorbag is going to call a heroic combat. Him and Shagrat are team up in there, so they can do a lot of damage, and I want to try to kill as many dwarves as possible. All right, you set the bar, Liam. That's not a good bar.
That's not good.
That's much better. So I'll strike with Shagrat first. Now your defense 7 in there, he's strength 5, so it's 5s, but I've got animosity for +1 to wound. Beautiful.
That's so unfortunate.
The good thing is I still have Gorebag to go. He's 6s to wound with +1 to wound.
Yeah,
oh, thank God.
The Gorbinator
That
gets
was
it.
nearly bad.
That was nearly very sad.
All right, with that guy taken out, we can move and fight again, and I think I'm just going to keep this little hit squad together. Shagrat and Gorebag are going together into this guy. He's protecting the bannerman, but if we can kill him and then get to the banner, that's fantastic. Set the bar again, Liam. That's a 2. That's the 6s that I needed. All right, and we'll start with Shagrat once again. So looking for 5s. Nothing, and then Gorebag, it was looking for 4s with
That's right,
Shagrat because of animosity. So got the kill. And there we go, they've cleared that gap, ready to move towards the banner next turn, hopefully. On this flank that I was really scared of, I lost 2 orcs, which wasn't actually as bad as it could have been for me. In the main battle line, the fights raged. I managed to kill another dwarf and lost a mortal Urukai in return, but I'm starting with a lot more models, so I'm feeling all right at this point. Okay, it's now the main event. It's Shelob fighting Bjorn. You've charged in, so this is really bad for me. I just have 1 attack, because you're not a man anymore. Okay. Yeah, I rolled a 1, so you've won that. You have monstrous charge, so I am knocked prone.
Yep.
Because your strength is higher than mine. Your strength 8, I'm defense 7, which means you need 4s to wound me here. You're just going to try to rip me to pieces?
I think I'm just going to try and rip you to pieces.
Yep. All right, so let's see the first 4 dice. Oh, Jesus. Okay, that's 4. You got another 4 dice because I'm knocked prone. This is not good. Wow. Well, I had 6 wounds. I was so sure I was going to survive that, but I just took 7 wounds. I'm dead. Well, that went really bad. Here at Conquest Creations, we design STL files of wargaming scenery, and that's exactly what we're using in today's game. If you want to get this awesome scenery, then head over to our web store where you can find all of the STL files. If you don't own a printer but you still want to get access to it, you can check out our Buy Printed tab where people who have purchased the merchant licenses have the rights to sell the physical pieces. So if you want to support the channel while getting some awesome wargaming scenery at the same time, then check out the Conquest Creations web store. That takes us into turn 2. That was a pretty action-packed turn 1. So I've just won the role of priority. Liam, are you going to call anything?
I think I'm going to call a heroic move with the Dane just in there. I kind of don't like how that ended up last turn, so I just need to redress the lines a little bit.
Yep, and I've decided I'm going to counter that with my Taskmaster. Every time my Taskmaster calls a move or march, he gets to roll a dice. On a 4, it's free. That's free. It costs me nothing at all. And this is the state of our board before we do this huge roll-off. I'm on the evil side, so roll for 1, 2, or 3 goes to me. 4, 5, 6 goes to you, Liam. Set the bar. That is a 4, so Dane Ironfoot gets to move first.
So I finished up my move by Dane just charged this 1 orc. Fortunately, he was the only one I could get my hands on. Then you just tried to charge these 2 heroes, and then I moved the banner around here, charged this orc in here, and then the goat just had a crack at charging this guy. Didn't get the knockdown, but should just be blocking this passage here for at least 1 turn.
My move started with all of these orcs and Urukai just running through. They actually don't have anyone they can fight, so they're going to run and try to get to Liam's back objective. In the main line, I actually don't have many guys that can charge. I'm really just shimmying to make sure my banner's in the best spot possible and that he can be passed off just in case he gets in a bit of trouble there. The orcs on this flank are outnumbered. Their friends couldn't really help them this turn because they didn't have line of sight, so they're just charging in, hoping to survive this turn and then maybe even get some kills next turn. And finally, my orc archers that are going after the objective have entered this building and they've started to climb up that ladder, and they'll get to the top next turn.
So the back guys are running forwards and charging that Urukai. So I'm just moving Bayon across the bridge and hoping to go down the cliff a little bit, just so I can spring him into action next turn.
And here is the table after the movement phase. It's so nice having no magic and no shooting because you just get straight into the fun bits. Any heroics from you, Liam?
Yeah, I think I'm going to call a heroic combat with Mr. Dane Ironfoot.
So if Dane's calling a heroic combat, I think I'm going to as well with Gorebag. I just want to kill as many of these dwarves as quickly as I can. All right, here's a roll to see who goes first. 1, 2, 3 goes to the evil side. 4, 5, 6 goes to the good side. That's a 1, so it goes evil. Honestly, I didn't actually really want to go first here, but that's all right. We're doing it now. All right, Liam, set the bar. You've got 1 Iron Hill warrior fighting my 2 heroes. 5, could be worse. Okay.
Like that.
I'm not panicking yet. I'm not panicking yet. Firstly, I've got a banner reroll. That's not good. So I've chosen to spend a point of might with Shagrat, which hurts my soul a little bit, but that's okay. It's worth it, because now I'm going to try to get the kill. Got it. There we go. All right, now I'm in a really weird position that maybe I didn't think this through as carefully as I should have. Because Dane still has that heroic combat going, no matter where I put my heroes, if Gorbag or Shagrat charge in here, then Dane's heroic combat is going to be able to come out and get them and just kill a hero, which I really don't like. But the other option is I charge both of them into Dane. If I win, I'll probably kill him. If I lose, he'll probably kill one of me. Let's do it. Charging in.
Go for it.
I've got a big handful of dice here. Here's Shagrat. Okay, here's Gorbag. Okay, and here is my last friendly orc in there. So I've set the bar on a 5. You've got 1 point of might and a banner. You've got 4 dice, and you need that 6 to win this.
That's not good.
That's not good. You have a banner.
That's not great either.
That's not great either. So if you spend your last point of might, I'll just spend a point of might to win that. So that has gone to me. That's paid off.
Yeah.
Holy, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's not good.
I'll just let you have it.
Yeah. Okay. So, Shagrat is going to strike at your pig.
The rocket sausage.
If I get a natural 6 here, it does 2 wounds.
Yep.
That's not a natural 6,
That is a
but
wound.
that is 1 wound.
Cornelius.
So then the regular orc's going to go for Cornelius the pig. And Cornelius is dead.
Cornelius the pig.
Yep. So then these are the rest of the dice. So Shagrat's on the spider dice. That is 1 wound thanks to animosity on Dane.
Damn. All right. Point of fate.
Passed. The next set of fights went really well for me. I had an orc just win against one of the goat riders and kill him. He rolled 2 6s in a row. Nothing Liam could do about that. And then I pushed a dwarf back and killed the banner. I'm in a really healthy spot at the moment. The next fight saw my Mortal Urukai just pushing back some dwarves, and then on the other flank, I lost 3 orcs, which is what I was afraid of last turn, and it came true this turn. So Liam, we're going into turn 3, and so much fighting's already happened, and we've kind of, look, I'm focused on this objective a little bit, and you focused on that back objective a little bit, but we've really been killing each other. So there's one objective, just back there still, 1 in the middle, 1 in here, and ultimately that's what's going to win this game. So I'm going to try to focus on them. Let's go into priority.
Let's do it.
Liam, you've won the roller for priority here. Where are you going to start?
I'm going to start with Bayonne.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Do a leap test.
Yeah, I'll do a leap test.
Yeah, so jumping down, here's the jump test. That's beautiful. It's not a 1, so you can jump down and you can charge whoever's whose control zone he's in. Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble right now.
So I've tried my best to stop you kind of swinging through here. So send these guys this way. These guys who got pushed back last turn just holding the line. And because the fella over there with the goat died last turn, which I really didn't want, I've got no one to kind of grab this objective over here.
Yep, that objective's a long way away.
And it's a long way away. So I'm thinking, what have I got that's quick? This guy
Okay.
on the other side of the board is going to try to get there.
That's a plan, all right. So where's he going this turn then?
So for 8 inches, he is just going to shoot the whoop and come over here.
All right.
And the end goal is to buy enough time to daisy chain him over here.
Mate, his journey has begun.
He's on a fellowship of his own.
So that goes into my move, and Bjorn's here. Bjorn is really, really hard to kill, but I'm going to try it. So I'm going to start with this Mortal Urukai. He'll take a courage test. Now that is actually enough to pass. They courage 6+, which is pretty crazy good for them. So he's just going to go around to there. We'll go with this guy here next. That also passes. I'm going to go with this guy here with a 2-handed weapon next. Oh, this is good so far. But the problem is I haven't got animosity. So these guys are going to get out of the way. You can go here because I think I'm going to take some casualties. The bannerman is going to take a courage test to try to charge in. We are crushing this, and that spearman's going to go there. So that if you kill the banner, he can pass it off. All right, now that Bjorn is super tied up with a horde of guys, against Dane, I'm just charging in with an orc with a 2-hander to try to get him. And then around the rest of the battlefield, my lines are just shifting to try to get the dwarves where possible and push towards those objectives. And the last thing that happened in my turn is these orc archers have made it up to the tower, capturing that objective, at least for now. So this is the state of our board. Things are starting to spread out a bit. Going into the combat phase, Liam, do you have anything to call?
Do I? I can't take the risk.
Look, I'm going to strike with Shagrat.
I'm gonna strike with Shagrat.
And
you fight 6?
I'm fight 5 base.
So you can go to 8 if you roll.
I can go to 8 if I go well, but you're 7, so 1 in 3 chance I'm below you, 1 in 3 chance I'm above you, 1 in 3 chance we're equal. But you also...
I might leave it to influence a dice roll.
Yeah, because if you just roll a 5 high and I roll a 6, it doesn't matter what the 5 values are.
Yeah.
I've got one more heroic to declare as well.
Go for it, man.
I'm going to use Gorbag's last point of might to declare a heroic challenge against Dane. Are you going to accept that or are you going to let it go?
I am going to accept that heroic challenge. I've got no good reason to deny it. Let's chon.
Yep, so it gives both of us +1 attack and +1 wound against each other. So, look, if I win that, brilliant. I think Dane's confirmed dead. If you win that, Gorbag is probably in trouble. So we started on the flank that previously hasn't gone that well for me, but I think Liam rolled a 1 to win every single fight. And I managed to get 3 kills in here, which was pretty mental. It was just like a regular orc fighting an Iron Hills warrior. I just win the fight, get a 6 to wound, and yeah, that's all she wrote about them.
Disgusting.
All right, next fight is Bjorn. Let me set the bar for you because I've got a ton of dice in here. Here's my Bannerman. Cool, okay, that's on -1. These ones are 2 two-handers. Okay, so I'm gonna 4 at the moment, 2 regulars, and then my Orc Spearman can be the last dice. 6 on the last dice. So you charged in, Bjorn's 4 attacks. Okay, well you won that.
Sweet.
So all my guys are knocked prone.
Yep.
So who do you want to strike first?
All right, Banner.
So the Bannerman is dead. He's going to pass off that banner. So now you can make 1 strike against the guy behind him, the Spear Supporter. And the Spear Supporter is also dead. Okay, now just 2 at a time against these Mortal Urukai.
Yeah, so 1 close to the rock.
He's dead.
Next one across.
He's dead. And last one.
Yeah, last one, just with the sword up.
Sword up. He's dead. Wow, that was pretty efficient out of Bjorn.
That's about as good as it gets.
Yeah, tell me how you feel about killing 5 models in one go.
I'm pretty happy about it, to be honest. I don't think you can really ask for much more.
All right, I'm going to start with my strike. Let's see how high Shagrat gets. We're equal fight value. I really want it to be higher. All right, you set the bar first. That's a 4. Okay. I'm going to start with Shagrat. That's a 4. I'm going to go with...
Shagrat's last one of mine?
Shagrat has 1 left, but you've got 1 left as well. Gorbag, who gets 3 attacks because of the challenge. Okay, he's out of might. And then I've got 1 two-handing orc.
Oh, let's say that's 6, baby.
No, okay, so if you spend a point of might, then we'll be equal.
Which I will do.
Yeah, and there's nothing I can do about that, so it just goes to a roll-off.
Yep.
Okay, and here's the roll-off. Goes to the good side.
Oh, yes!
So Dane gets +1 to wound for the challenge if he strikes against Gorbag. He's burly and he's strength 5, so you wound Gorbag on 2. So just roll these 2 at a time.
Yep.
Oh, dude.
Off, no way!
Roll your other 2 attacks, please. Okay, you've done 2 wounds to me. It's a fate point for me to stay alive here. I just survived.
What was that?
And the last fight saw this Iron Hills warrior kill another Urukai, taking me up to 13 casualties. So here we are at the start of the next turn. Liam's just won the priority roll. You can see the state of the board. I've got this objective back here still. This one's being fought over, but I'm feeling pretty good. And yeah, you've got it. So I've decided I'm going to call a heroic move with my Taskmaster. Are you going to counter?
Yeah, I think I'm going to counter with Bjorn over there.
Yeah, okay, that does make sense because he can just go into my Taskmaster and kill him. So I need to see if my Taskmaster's roll was free. So on a 4-up, he still has a point of might. He's still got a point of might, and now we need to see a roll-off to see who goes first. You've got priority. Let's see a 4, 5, 6. Goes to you. All right. So Bjorn to move. So where's he going?
Bjorn is just going to send it straight into that Taskmaster and that Urukai.
Yeah, no surprise there. That makes a lot of sense. But that heroic, yeah, that cancels my heroic, so it's just into Dane next. Now, he must charge Gorbag.
He must.
Because they're in heroic challenge.
He'll charge both.
Yeah, makes sense. And you've got one guy there to move. You can try to take Shagrat, and that'll keep him from fighting Dane this turn.
I think I'll have to.
I think,
I
yeah.
don't really have much choice. So I just moved some guys, same as last time, just to stem the tide a little bit. Unfortunately, we did the quick maths. This guy's mission to get over here, I'm probably not going to have enough turns because it looks like the game's going to be over very soon. So I just decided to send him in and let him die for blood and glory.
And you were broken, but you did pass those courage tests. But
Yes.
that is spooky. I need to kill Bjorn because he is going to kill everything if I don't slow him down. So I've charged in with as many guys as possible. I've got my animosity in there. I did really well in these courage tests, passing heaps of them. I did make a tactical blunder when it comes to Dane. Because he charged, he causes terror. And I didn't remember that until all of my mortal Uruk-hai had gone into this combat with Bjorn. So then that orc failed his courage test, so Dane isn't trapped this turn. And then Shagrat just got some help, so that one dwarf is hopefully in a lot of trouble. All right, that goes to the combat phase. Now, I only have one might on Shagrat and one on the Taskmaster. I'm really worried about the Taskmaster dying. And if I call a combat with Shagrat, I can go after Dane, but you've got the higher fight still, so I'm gonna send it. I'll combat with Shagrat. All right, how about you set the bar with that one dwarf? You can shield if you want to.
Why not? Let's do it.
Oh no, okay. Here's Shagrat. Here, he has two friends. Here's the mortal Uruk-hai. Yay, got the 6. Wow, you had me stressed about it though.
I was stressed for you.
So here's Shagrat. That'll get the kill. All 3 of these guys then pass their courage test to charge into Dane and just wrap him up like that. On the flank, I lost another orc and then won the other 2 combats and just pushed the dwarves back so they're not dead this turn. All right, Liam, it's up to you. Do you want to do Dane or do you want to do Bjorn? Which one?
Let's do Dane. Let's rip that band-aid off.
All right. Set the bar. You've got the higher fight. So if you get a 6 here, it's all yours.
Do I still get 4 because we're challenging?
You do still get 4. There's a 5. There is a 5. We've got hope. I've got no might in here. Here's Shagrat. Here's Gorbag. Here is the 2-handing orc. Here is the regular orc. Oh, here's the mortal Uruk-hai.
He'll get it.
Oh!
That
That was
How did I know it was going to be the
wild,
last one?
Wow. We've got a lot of damage coming in. Your D8.
D8 here.
Here's Shagrat needing 5s. Here's the mortal Uruk-hai. This is Gorbag needing 4s. The 2-handing orc, he needs 4s by 2s. And then the regular orc.
Yeah, he might be dead, homie.
He's in trouble. All right, you take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then these ones are doubled. 8, 9, 10.
I think you just got him.
The final fight for the turn is Bjorn. Here's all of my dice. These spider ones have might. I've got a 5 that I could spend upon a might to turn into a 6. And that's a 6, so that is gonna go to you, which is really not good.
I'll have a crack at the Taskmaster. If it's not going well, I'll stop.
Yeah, cool.
Second attack on the Taskmaster.
All right, that's 3 wounds on the Taskmaster. He's definitely dead. You got 2 attacks left.
On an Uruk-hai.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
Nice. I'll just pinch you out. I'll just pinch out those 2 Uruk-hai.
Liam, you have 5 models left alive, which means you are not quartered. You're 1 off quarter, and I am just 4 off broken, and my courage is not great with these orcs, so breaking's a bad thing for me. All right, let's roll priority and see what happens.
Let's do it.
Goes evil.
So, because you won priority, I've decided I definitely have to keep Bjorn moving, so I've called a heroic move with Bjorn.
Yeah, and I'm not going to counter that, so that goes straight into his move. What's he doing?
Big surprise here. Rare.
And in my move, I just surrounded the dwarves wherever I could, trying to outnumber them. I only have to kill 1 more model to quarter Liam and end this game. I've decided I'm going big or going home. Both my heroes have passed their courage test to get into this fight. We can't get the higher fight value over him, but maybe if he flops, we can get lucky. And Bjorn is totally surrounded. So here we are in the what's very likely to be the final fight phase, I'm going to call a strike with Gorbag. Now, he was out of might, but we realized he gets a point of might back because he won the challenge against Dane, which is crazy to think that Gorbag won a heroic challenge against Dane. Do you have any heroics?
I've got 1 point of might left. I might just try and save that to win the dual roll.
Yep, no, I think that's valid because I might also just botch that strike. So, yeah. But let's start with these dwarves over here. In the fights on the flank, I managed to get 1 kill against the dwarves, which was enough to quarter Liam, so this is the last turn. But we've got one big fight left to go.
One last fight.
In the final fight against Bjorn, I'll start with my heroic strike with Gorbag. I'm equal fight value with you. Equal fight value. All right, you set the bar then. That's a 5. You do have a point of might, so I might be able to draw it out of you.
Oh, shit.
So here is my 2 two-handers. Here is Gorbag. Here is Shagrat. I've got 2 more dice. Here's the Orc. Here's the Mortal Uruk-hai. Can I get it on the last one? No, so I'm on a 5, you're on a 5. We're equal fight value. You can spend that and win.
Definitely spend.
That makes sense. So Liam, you've won the fight. What are you doing?
I've decided to try and get close to this objective. I'll barge, but we're going to do it in a way where I can then barge and move Shagrat near the objective, so I can hopefully get the objective and get the leader kill.
Yeah. Okay. So it's pretty technical in here. Where are you going to start?
I'll back this guy up 3 inches this way.
Yep.
I'll back this guy 3 inches out this way.
That was easy. Yep.
This guy 3 inches that way.
Yep.
This guy. Look under there. This guy will just go 3 inches that way.
Yep.
The Shag Lord will go 3 inches in this way.
Okay.
Gorbaneator. Gorbaneator will go 3 inches.
He can go over those rocks. They're less than half the
He'll
time.
just go that way. And then what I'll do is I'll roll the distance.
Yep.
So the distance is 4 inches, so that should be enough. And he'll just swing in and charge those 2.
Beautiful. So Liam, you're within 3 inches of that objective. You are dominant 5, which is obviously a lot. But you really want to kill Shagrat to make sure that's all yours because he's dominant 3 as my leader. This is pretty terrifying.
This is a good strat.
This was the big brain play. Let's do that fight. So there's no might on either of us. It's just whatever the dice give us. Here's my dice. I've got Shagrat and a friend. A 4. I would have liked more than a 4 to be honest.
Just what the dice gods intend.
There we go.
I almost didn't get a 4.
There we go. Okay, so you have charged, so you're going to knock Shagrat prone. You can roll these 2 at a time. I've got 3 wounds and 3 fate.
First attack, Shagrat.
That's 2 wounds.
Second attack, Shagrat.
You've done 3 wounds. I'll pass a fate. I passed.
Third attack, Shagrat.
Nothing.
Oh, no. Fourth attack.
So that's 2 more wounds. So I have to pass both of these fate points to survive here.
Please.
Here's the first.
Oh!
Hang on. But if I fail this one, I'm still dead. Please. Please, Liam, please.
Oh, you would!
Survive.
Survivor.
And that is daylight robbery. I still have to back up. I'm going to go just like this, make sure he's within 3 of that objective. He's going to go there as well. So he's my leader, dominant 3. I've got 6 models in range. You're dominant 5, so I've still managed to capture that after all that. So Liam, here we are at the end of the game after a very, very upsetting roll from Bjorn. The final score is 15 to Cirith Ungol and only 1 single point to the Battle of 5 Armies.
It was a really, really great game. Just my rolling, I think we counted it up in the end and it was nearly 10 ones for dual rolls. And yeah, I was bleeding might due to that Taskmaster, just 4s after 4s after 4s in terms of moves and all that. But yeah, it was a great game and hopefully I'll be back soon.
And here we are at the end of the game. It feels good to get a win with Cirith Ungol. This is an army that I really, really like. It's high model count, high damage output, and really low defense, but it can still get the job done.